Hi, this is Alex Helmbrecht, the Sports Information Director at Chadron State College, and I'm sitting here this morning with Chadron State women's basketball coach Tim Connealy. The Eagles lost both of their games last week, but they played well and found several bright spots coming out of a 69-61 loss at the University of Wyoming, and then that was followed by a tough 70-57 loss in their home opener against Wayne State, of course, a member of the Nebraska State College system with Chadron State. Coach, just beginning with the University of Wyoming, the Cowgirls owned a 36-24 lead at halftime. The Eagles, though, came out pretty strong in the second half and went on a 12-0 scoring run, held Wyoming scoreless for about 8 minutes, but then just Wyoming's post player, Chandra Sewell, just kind of took over and scored 12 points in a row, I believe.
Yeah, she was a good player. A little bit of that was, us not executing defensively and not staying between her and the basket. But she was a good player. I was much more pleased with our effort against Wyoming. I thought the kids really competed well, and coming out of halftime, had a lot of intensity. Wyoming did miss a couple open shots in those 8 minutes, but for the most part, our defense was pretty sound until, we had some mental breakdowns on Sewell later in the game.
Coach, what do you take out of playing a Division I team? Granted, they're not the North Carolina or Duke Division Is, but what do you take out of playing a D1 team like that and playing them close?
Nothing different really. After watching Wyoming on film, I thought we could beat them. I didn't think that, like you said, they were the type of Division I team like a North Carolina, like a Duke, where you just try to show up and improve. I thought that we could go in there and compete and maybe win the basketball game, and we were disappointed we didn't win. We went down there to get a win, and we just turned the ball over too many times. I think we had 20 turnovers and had a lot of mental breakdowns defensively on how we were guarding the post. I think if we can, take care of the ball a little bit better and execute defensively, we'd have got a win down there.
Caitlin Petrie led the Eagles with 18 points as she added 3 rebounds and 1 assist. Also for Chadron State, Sadie Waugh and Dallas Shaw each had 9 points. And then the Eagles received a nice scoring burst off of the bench, getting 19 points. Katie Ranta had 6, followed by Lexi Smith 6. So you had nice balanced scoring.
Yeah, we did. We have a lot more balance offensively this year, I think, than we did last year, even 2 years ago. We had some kids that are kind of growing up and becoming a little bit more confident. Sadie was still a little out of shape because of an injury she had, but she's getting better. Dallas Shaw can shoot the ball really well, and right now Katie Ranta's playing at a real high level coming off the bench.
Then that was followed by a 70-57 setback against Wayne State. The Wildcats are currently ranked in the top 10 of the Women's Basketball Coaches Association top 25, and they returned a senior All-American in Ashley Arlen, and she certainly lived up to the bill, scoring 33 points and 13 rebounds in Wayne's win.
Yeah, she's a good player. In the first half, we kind of held her in check a little bit. I think she had 12 first-half points, and in the second half we came out and adjusted. Well, we tried to adjust how we were defending her a little bit and just had some major breakdowns defensively on how we were guarding her, and we were out of position and not funneling her into help like we were supposed to. And when you make mistakes on that kid, she makes you pay in a big-time way. And she's a unique player, a transfer from Iowa State, but she's a 6'2" kid who really works well in the post. She's left-handed. She can step out and shoot threes, as you saw, and really take people off the dribble. So she's a tough guard. But I would have liked to have seen us execute defensively like, we talked about at halftime to see what she could have done against us.
Wayne State shot 55% from the field, making 27 of 49 field goals. Chadron State was just at around 32%, shooting 20 of 63, but the Eagles did a nice job on the boards, getting 19 offensive rebounds compared to just 6 for Wayne, and also just committed 10 turnovers, which was less than Wayne. So there's certainly some good things to take out of this game.
Yeah, I told the kids in the locker room after the game, I was extremely pleased with how we played. We dominated them on the boards, offensively especially. We took care of the ball. We only had 10 turnovers. I think our previous low had been 20 this year. We had 17 assists, so the assist-to-turnover ratio was great. And we actually got really good looks on the offensive end. After we broke down tape, we were getting a lot of wide-open 15-foot jump shots. We had, numerous open three-pointers for shooters that didn't drop, and we were getting good looks right around the basket that weren't falling. We also got to the free throw line, shot 19 free throws, but we only made 9 of them. So Offensively, I thought we played really, really well. We had a couple breakdowns defensively, but I was happy with the way we played. I thought we easily could have won that basketball game if we knocked down a couple shots here and there, and we don't have the mental breakdowns on Arlen defensively.
And as you've mentioned in the past, this last week with Wyoming on the road and then coming back to play Wayne State will probably be your toughest stretch of opponents this year, really preparing you for RMAC play, which is just a couple weeks away.
Yeah, these were two really, really good basketball teams, but, it was good to see our kids compete, and I think it gave us a lot of hope for this season. I think they need to realize that, our wins are going to be predicated on us playing extremely hard, and we have to be a scrappy, gritty team. We're not the biggest team, as was evident these last two games, but, to out-rebound teams that are that much bigger than you, it just comes down to effort, and our kids played with a lot of effort and a lot of intensity, and if we can create that in every game we play this year, I'm excited to see where we'll be at the end of the year.
Well, I'm sure that effort will be on display tomorrow. The Eagles travel to play at Black Hills. The Yellow Jackets are currently 1-2 on the season. They're, of course, in their transition to Division II, and of course, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. They'll take over the University of Nebraska-Kearney spot. So this will be an annual game. You guys will play Black Hills State twice. Obviously, I know you don't know a lot about them. You've been focusing on your previous opponents, but what are you hoping to accomplish with tomorrow's game?
Just to continue to play hard. I think our kids need to show up and just really compete, especially when you're on the road. I think it's even more important. Sometimes teams are subject to having a letdown just from effort. So hopefully we can go up there and just compete, really, really well, play extremely hard. And we will have a scouting report put together, so we need to now combine that effort with a little bit of focus and execution.
Okay, Coach. Well, that game tips off at 6 p.m. tomorrow. If you're in the area, we'd love to see you at Spearfish. So best of luck to you.
All right. Thanks, Alex.